Salutations! I am Cameron Russmore, and this is my playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. I have had a total brain fart, so we're just going to jump straight into it, and hopefully something comes back to me as I'm talking about things. It is currently Tuesday, the 1st of December. I had a birthday yesterday. I was rather subdued. I mean, mainly because of the environment that we're all currently in. So you know, so it's pretty much the same for everybody. I was meaning to stream some more while I was on leave from work. I started streaming some World of Warcraft. Yeah, it was good. I mean, it wasn't displeasant. It was just subdued. You know, it's like usually on my birthday I try to go out and do something, or you know, ordering takeaway, or something. This year it was basically, at least I'm not working, so I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing all day, and that's pretty much what I did. I have strength damage. Valerie has strength damage. Why is strength damage a thing? Why must they continue to do this to me? 3 on Valerie, 2 on me. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I should probably pop into... I'm pretty sure you've probably got some... Well, you got 1 lesser restoration, and I can burn your thing. So, can we... Can't go into this. I think I was just exploring this territory for some reason. I want to get into a little town of some variety. Yes, I'll climb up. Can I? No, I've already got that. Okay, I'll need to go to the nearest. What's that, 8 hours? Or... Oh, it's going to be a lot. I'll go to Hogguard's lair. I've already cleared this place out, but I'm just going to go there so that I can get access to Tristan's spells and clear up the damage to our stats, assuming that I don't roll terribly. A friend got me a dice tower. The background effects are quite a bit today. Hard to hear you. Okay. Let me just tweak that up. Or tweak the volume down. I don't know why I'm being quiet. Let's see if it's got anything to do with this. How about that? Is that any better? Oh wait, you need some background.
I am yours to command.
There we go, some background. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I turned it down in OBS. Yeah, I do things. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Good news is, well, depending on your worldview. Yeah, I mean, that's on you, Ali. You just need to turn your volume down a little. Sorry, it's just I balance it out so that you can hear me over the sound. Anyway, good news is on Thursday. Depending on your worldview, it might be good news. I should have my streaming camera arriving. Amazon be trusted. Here's a hint: you can't trust Amazon, but it says Thursday that it'll arrive, and hopefully that'll be sometime during the day, giving me plenty of time to set it up for the evening. I was doing things on this lesser restoration, that guy. So then, for the first time in a while, a lot of people will actually be able to see my wondrous face. Again, this is all subject to worldview. Feel free to say whether it's a bad thing or whether, you know, you don't want to see my face. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to ignore you. Okay, so I got rid of 2 on me and 1 off Valerie. How many are you down by? You're still down by 2, which is a modifier, but we are going to rest We're going to just rest in... Can't rest while there's enemies nearby. Well, I don't really want to be dealing with these random enemies. So we're just going to leave. And rest on the world map. So I might have forgotten that I was supposed to be streaming today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's 6? Who's 6? Manage 6. You are there. What will that do? Set an alarm. Okay, that'll help. Do we have any special food? Oh, we're getting succulent sausages. Okay, that'll be great.
I like your stories, and it doesn't matter how much truth there is in them. They bring peace and give us hope, something so many of us lack.
There! At least someone understands the true benefit of storytelling. Everyone keeps saying it's genre work or escapist. Thank you. Your words are like an elixir to my soul.
Okay, and then I'll probably forget, but the first thing I'll do next time I'm somewhere, we'll be able to get Tristan to the cafe again on Valerie, although she should be a point up now, I believe. Yeah, so I'll be able to cast Lesser Restoration, get rid of that. The roads around here make absolutely no sense. That down this way, does this... No, I just leads to the end of the map. I'm just going through...
have a moment of respite?
My territory, because there's these little places where I can claim it for resource boons. There doesn't seem to be many in this territory, but there's up by, this path over here. Let's just get to the end of this path, because... Oh, a secluded lodge. I don't want to enter this location. But let's exit it out the other side. Okay, let's... Oh wait, no, I'm not in my kingdom, so I can't click that button. Stop. Click this button, find out what's going on. And then I will... figure out what I'm doing. A visitor waits in the castle. I love the way that I don't know why people turn up if they're expecting me to... The amusements of load... Oh! Oh, I was supposed to be going back to the royal... Wait, what? Oh no, he said that it was going to take a month? Or something like that. For that, which is why I was like, okay, I'll go around and claim all of these places. I now need to get back up to Lochingtail. The quickest way is not even through my own territory. It's going to take 23 hours. Let's just go there until something terrible happens. Something terrible is likely to happen, but it's not the end of the world. We've got all of our spells. Oh, that doesn't look good. People are starting to get exhausted. Hey, we made it. Well, we didn't make it, but... No, make it all the way. Make it all the way. This is terrible if combat occurs. Hey, combat didn't occur. So yeah, I forgot that I was streaming today, so about 20 minutes before going live today, I was in the bath, just relaxing. And then I thought, what day is it? Oh, it's Tuesday. So like, oh, I wonder what time it is. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Oh, well, it's 20 to 6, and it's like, should probably get out of this bath. Tristan's face glows with happiness. We made it. The second curse attack was repelled, and the grateful citizens of the barony have a special reward for you. 6,500 gold coins. Tristan looks at you thoughtfully and sighs. Unfortunately, I must bring you bad news again. The Bald Hilltop lays silent for the moment, but another attack is certain to come soon. I don't have anything useful to add. The locals are either oblivious to the curse's origins, or they're too scared to talk. I'm better off reading some ancient books on curses. Do we still know nothing about this curse? Well, nothing that can help us contain it. Once every 3 months, it drives nearby animals, monsters, and other beasts insane, sending them into a bloodthirsty rampage. I don't know what action we can take on this. The only way I can help is by roughly predicting when the next attack will begin. Forgive me, Chiron. Don't be so hard on yourself, Tristan. Even knowing when to get ready is an important thing to know. I don't know how we'd handle these attacks if it was happening without warning. I mean, all neutral answers, but let's go for the good. Lindsay's right. Don't be so hard on yourself, Tristan. Thank you. Your support means much to me. It looks like we don't have much choice then. We'll wait and prepare for the next attack. I'm guessing that this is sort of like the plot, because there's a lot of curses going on. That's trade agreement, tax. Curses of a safe tree. Curses Tartuk, curses Candlemere, curses Jenna Tannison. I think that's it. Yeah. So I think I'm supposed to get through all of those before it'll actually... I think I've done a couple. Oh no, I've done one. The Bald Hilltop. And I've got this one, Village on the Marshes. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be another one that I was supposed to have done. Because there was the curses of... Strike River? Or Fawn River? Although maybe that was Jenna Tannison? Oh no, that was the child one. No, journal. Ancient Curse Part 3, next development in 273 days and 5 hours. For the amusement of nobles. That's like a month. I mean, I'm kind of like one of them barons who just sort of like stands around wondering, you know, when things are, what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I mean, for the most part, I think I'm just. Okay, nothing happened overnight. I'm gonna go out, sell things, and then I'm gonna go start poking around anywhere that I've not explored. Sorry if you can hear me eat. Like I said, I totally forgot what day of the week it was. 20 minutes to spare, so it's like throw something in the microwave, get a coffee, set up the stream, send out the messages, and ultimately get everything set up so that I could start on time, roughly. But it did also mean that I didn't really have time to eat my food. I have food. And luckily it's just mac and cheese, so it doesn't really require a lot of effort to... It's not like a steak, it's not going to be 5 minutes of chewing and a lot of cutting. Warhammer of Hatred, Amulet of Natural Armor, I'll probably keep all of that. Offer up junk, there is no junk deal. I got 6 grand. I can't remember if I was looking at anything of interest. Nothing springs to mind. I do want to check. Tristan, you've got... No, you can't. See... Oh no, there's the amulet slot. What's this? Is this actually doing anything to your AC? It is not doing anything to your AC because Deflection and natural armor. Where's the other natural armor coming from? Oh, the wyvern skin cloak. Okay. I mean, I could give the wyvern skin cloak to somebody else. Because you're also low on AC. Oh, you've got the cloak of shadows. Although I have the cloak of shadows, because I'm the rogue these days. Poison, sleep, and paralysis is also something good to have on Tristan, so I'm probably going to leave it at that. And let's see if we can't bump up Lindsay's AC. Actually, no, let's take that off, give that one to Octavia. That will take her up by one, and then Lindsay can have one. Because mine's a dodge bonus. Although that's... one of the great things about Pathfinder is that... No, that doesn't help. Just go there. Right, okay. So you can have the natural armor +1, and that'll take you up to 22. This dodge bonus isn't going to do anything for you. Oh, but does it do something for Tristan? No. Valerie has that, which that doesn't do anything for. Does everybody have dodge bonus? See, dodge bonus to AC too. So that dodge should be going up to a 2, but it's not doing. I think this item is broken. I mean, we did kill the nymph who gave it to us. Yeah, it's just doing absolutely nothing to... Oh, it's only against ranged attacks. Okay. Which is why it's not listing it there, because it's the very specialized one. Do you have dodge? You have dodge. Do you have dodge? You don't have dodge. Here, have that for AC against arrows. That doesn't do anything to you. Does this do something for you? Yes, it does. Okay, there we go. Everything's sorted. Chaos has been averted. Okay, let's do the Octavia check for spells. Should possibly do this more often. Should possibly sell some of these off, but, you know, in a pinch they're useful. That's interesting. Nightbot hasn't said anything since we got here. Just gonna see if I need to wake up Nightbot. YouTube. Hello, Nightbot. Are you? Oh wait, no, this isn't. Is this my channel? No, that's not my channel. I'm hosted on somebody else's channel, so I'm loading into their channel. It's all right. Oh, that's nice. YouTube. There we go. Okay, Nightbot is here and is working. You can get banned. The message was deleted. Oh no, that was me. Duh. And the person is banned. Hey, don't you want to be famous? I'd rather be famous without having to pay for it, because the only way that you get famous that way is if you pay excessive amounts of money and people laugh at you for having to buy in fame. And that's really not the kind of thing that I'm going for here. Right, I've done all of them. Okay, let's go out exploring. I can't think of anything to do. So I wake Nightbot up with a command. And then Nightbot turns around and goes and issues out the command that I give up with Nightbot. Hopefully he starts behaving and starts announcing things. I'm going to basically work my way downwards in my own territory. So let's go to these boggart hunting grounds. Which isn't automatically going towards. So we're going to have to do this the hard way. There's a kink in the road just there, but it's not allowing to go down it. Oh, random encounter. Get ready. Okie dokie.
I shall end this suffering.
Cultists. It's been a while since I met cultists.
Consider me provoked.
Prepare to get murdered. I'm still on my bleeding crossbow, that's not a good thing. Who's this? This is Lindsay, wander away. Shoot that guy for running at me. Oh, that's... Oh! That's interesting. See, there was... In the Kingdom view, there was messages of cults and... You know, it was attributed to laziness and debauchery. Now these are cultists, and one of them just exploded and became an owlbear, which we thought was something to do with a curse. Now, let's see, cultists and owlbears. It's only been owlbears so far. I can't remember. Are owlbears... They're magical beasts.
Let us strike
So they're not
as one.
monstrosities, so it's not likely to be lamashed to. And I don't know of many other gods, deities, otherwise in Pathfinder who would... I don't know whose wheelhouse such things will be in. Right, Octavia, move over there a little and murder the owlbear. Let's change back to my punching weapons and stab the owlbear. Do it. Stand away from the owlbear. Murder the owlbear. Lindsay, when I say murder things, murder them. Sends badly for everybody if things don't start dying.
Repent!
Tristan, you're forgiven. You're really bad at everything that isn't healing. I like the way that somebody just tried to stab Anne-Marie and it just did nothing.
Do not falter.
Yeah, let me show you how it's done. See? That's how you
Onwards.
kill somebody. there is dangerous.
I'll fight if I have to.
That's the only number that you could have missed on.
A calculated risk.
Jesus. Well, Darby needed a 2 to hit, so rolled a 1. I needed a 3 to hit and rolled a 2. Well, that's what that was something that I was saying right at the top of the stream, but didn't
You
actually
forced
finish.
my hand.
So, like I was saying, I had a birthday yesterday, and a friend of mine got a dice tower for me. Because one of the things is, both in this game and in real life, I just have historically terrible rolls. So, my friend figured that if he got me a dice tower, it would take out the human factor. I mean, that doesn't explain why I have terrible rolls in Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, and Pathfinder, but
You can't stop me.
you know, with dice, it would potentially help. Well, as you would know it,
This will
the
hurt.
moment I got it all constructed, because it came flat, you had to build it yourself, I decided to
This
throw
is
one of
where
my
I
D20s in there and boop, natural 1. No word of a lie. The first dice roll in the dice tower went straight to
Bring
natural
it.
1. So then I decided to do a little bit of science
Tear them apart!
and just basically keep tossing this die into the dice tower,
I'll try to make this
using
swift.
different techniques for spinning it and shaking it in my hand. And it took me 90 something, I think it was 91 or 96 attempts. 94 maybe. Anyway, it was over 90 attempts of just throwing this dice back through this dice tower before the die finally landed on a natural 20.
Let's try this way.
In that same amount of time, there was 5 other natural ones.
Serves you right.
Won't mind if it wasn't, you know, if it was just that die, that'd be fine. I could get over that I've bought some badly weighted dice.
They go
But I can almost assure you, because I've got plenty of sets of dice. I mean, I stopped buying lots of different sets of dice when they kind of started to disappoint me the moment I rolled them. Because nobody wants to buy dice just to be disappointed. And it was like, oh, maybe I'll have better luck with this. No. How about these? No. And it's like, I'm not going to spend any more money on dice unless I want them because they're stylized. So I still buy the occasional set of dice for stylistic purposes, but hoping to buy a set of dice that don't disappoint me in their dice rolling? No, never gonna happen. That said, I got gifted a set of dice. They're rolling okay. I mean, I've had dice like that in the past. I had this nice set of purple dice, and they were working well for a while. And then just one day, nope, started rolling terribly, just like every other set of dice that I own. So I've pretty much just given up on hoping that I'll be able to get a set of dice that will roll favorably consistently. I mean, I'm kind of used to it now. You know, it's like with this, it's all like I don't expect 2 or 3 healing potions to fully heal somebody when, you know, 2 would be fully heal most people, but I'll make sure that I've got 6 healing potions on hand just in case.
Enemy approaching.
Hey, we got boggards, which is kind of what you would expect in the boggard hunting ground. I think that's where I went at. Charge, steppy step. Guessing that I'm supposed to have been here already at some point. Why did the combat not end? There's more of them.
Consider me provoked.
No, they've not failed me, it's just I'm not going to be rolling them excessively just in case. You know, it's all like, they're on my desk and I could take them out of the bag and I could roll it a couple of times now. But, no, it was years ago that I had this purple set and they were rolling well for a while. Hi, British Bumbershoot. Well, it's either losing their charge or me getting my curse all over them or something along them lines. Something terrible's bound to be happen to them at some point.
So it's come to this.
So the less I interact with them for now, the more chance it's not going to go terribly wrong for me too soon. You know, there's every chance that next time I pick up my dice, they're just going to be like, nope.
You deserved it.
I'll charge you in at that one.
This
Yeah.
didn't work. I must be doing it wrong.
This is for you.
I'm guessing I'm supposed to have been here. I think I said that. Supposed to have been here sooner. Potentially in the first chapter. Ring protection 1, beetle, shining, beetle in amber, shining scale. All pretty much junk items. So this is something that you don't get when you're playing on a tabletop, is sort of like randomness. You do get random encounters, but you don't get a area with very little purpose. You can't charge in there. Neva King Gallery. This is only a spider end as well, so.
Any last wishes?
Yeah, an encounter is the encounter. You don't usually go wandering around as part of a single random encounter. Yeah, and usually an encounter.
I'll fight if I have to.
This map does not feel very big. This map does not feel like it's
Repent!
part of something bigger at the moment.
This should do it.
It's just the Boggart hunting grounds. So I kind of expect that, you know, this was supposed to be a random encounter where you could come across it. Unless there's some information that I kind of missed somewhere along the line where it's like, oh yeah, you know, we blame the Boggards for everything bad that's currently happening. And you start searching around and you find the Boggart hunting grounds, you come here, you kill them, you find that it doesn't do you any favors. And it's like, oh, maybe we were wrong. Wow, that Boggart is regretting life choices.
You forced
Go
my
Tristan.
hand.
Solving quests before being assigned to them, divination heroes. I mean, I've not been given a quest, but I'm also feeling that at this stage, you know,
All according to plan.
see, I wasn't sure. Cloak of Resistance 1. I'm not sure what to do at the moment, so I'm just going around and clearing places on the map that I haven't been to yet. And I just picked up the spear. I really don't want that spear in my inventory. Drop it. There we go. You know, because there's all them trinket artifacts that I need to pick up. So I'm guessing they'll be around somewhere. Maybe the places that I've not been. But I have a feeling that I was supposed to have gone there way before now. I don't remember going to the Endless Plains or to Rivers Field. But it's telling me that I've been there. This expense could have been the perfect place for a farm once someone deals with the manticore that's claimed it to be its hunting grounds. I might have been here. Events. Tristan has some news. Okay. We gotta go to the throne room for Tristan and his news. Let's just check the Endless Plains.
I need to catch my breath.
It's a little bit annoying is that I need to go to the throne room to speak with Tristan, who's got some news, while he's in my party out in the field. Yep, I've been here. Don't know where, don't know when. Maybe looking for a bats. I don't know. Oh well, just gonna have to believe a game, and if it says that I've been there, then I've been there. I mean, this is session 27, which is 30, 51, 71 hours into this. So, and with my memory, it's no wonder that I've forgotten what's going on in places. There we go.
I tire.
I'm gonna make camp here before heading in. Do we have anything that improves movement speed? There we go. Whimsy makers sweet pancakes.
Everyone keeps talking about monsters. Talk, talk, talk. Me? I can't wait for another fight.
I'm ready as well. Protecting the barony from all manner of threats is truly a noble calling.
I'm guessing at some point we walked in across the hearth for a long time, yet no sight sprang up before our eyes. By turns we discovered a verdant lowland with several near-about springs streaming down behind another hillside. Then in the distance, the centre of the lowland among the bush, there stood a single dry tree, a true giant. A magnificent outline resembled an animal paw clawing at the sky. But what was truly remarkable, the flat landscape was dotted by mysterious dark humps. They were piled about the height of a man and scattered around in abundance. We were determined that we should explore the lowlands. Further we trekked, the softer the land became. Step by step, half grass gave way to moss, low-growing shrubs and ferns, and then sloshy puddles of stinky swamp water. The muddied road sucked at our feet, and soon our party was jumping from hassock to hassock. Finally we reached the first group of mysterious humps, and learned they were no mere hills, but dug-out dwellings. We moved with great care towards the centre of the lowland, and there the real swamp began. On our way towards a mysterious giant tree, we saw a foggy outline of another hut, this one much bigger and surrounded by small clay statues. We examined the surrounding thingamabobs dwellings. Inside the dugouts were frowsy. Inside the dugouts were frowsy. What the hell is frowsy? And dark, darker than holes, and filled with absolute desolation. There was no windows in these mud walls, no furniture or homely items except the odd piece of tattered wicker. But every dwelling had a large hollow dug right in the centre of the dirt floor, like a fire pit, but taking up greater part of the space. They were filled with standing water and reeked beyond description. Yeah, I've never seen the word frozy before. Frowsy? Frozy. We moved with great care towards the centre of the lowlands, and there the real swamp began, blah blah blah. We would not retreat, moved ever forward towards a tall tree, determined to visit the big hut on our way there. We deemed it better that we stopped struggling to push forward. Now we're going to go all the way. We walked slowly, carefully choosing our way, keeping the drier ground as much as possible. But the further we went, the more difficult it became, and soon we were wading waist deep through the cattails. Frogs croaked loudly as we peered anxiously into the cloudy water, struggling to make out what shadows flitted along the bottom. Suddenly Tristan staggered, spit out an oath and flailed his arms. He made a wrong step and was unable to pull out his foot. He called out loudly and began to sink into the vile green slush. Wary of another of us getting sucked into the bog, we decided to form a living chain. Standing next to each other, holding hands, we began to pull up our fellow. Okay, scruffy and neglected in appearance. Frowsy. I mean, that's just me. But anyway, Tristan's head was sucked below the deathly icky water, but our hands were just in time. We pulled out with all our strength, and he emerged gasping above the frothy muck. Tristan was rather green by the time we lifted him out, but found the strength to thank us once he caught his breath. The term was most frequently used in the 1870s. I mean, that's a bit of a time. The insatiable bog gurgled hungrily after us, but we didn't look back. Sodden and weary, we finally made our way back to solid ground, and a palace of sorts rose before our eyes. A spacious hut made of mud like the rest, but decorated with pebbles, bones, cattail spikes, and snail shells. The front of the palace was a wide and shallow reservoir. Its green water reflected the leaves of huge ferns and primitive clay figures. The buzzing gnats was nearly deafening. We were not far from the centre of the swamp, and a firm and steady path led us through the thick bushes. At its end was a tall, dry At its end, that tall, dry tree stretched mightily upwards, clawing at the firmament. We carefully examined the clay figures, trying to fathom out who they might portray. Goggle-eyed, flat heads with no necks, ears or chins, ugly long legs unnaturally bent. These sculptures could only be the work of boggards. Primitive, cruel boggard tribes had inhabited the swamps of Garunda Navistan since the golden days. Pitiless to others and each other, they were led by the darker instincts of their insane priests and kings. They were known to grow young. They are known to grow young fry in the pools inside houses. I'm guessing fry is another word for kid. We peek inside the hut. A short sword, leather armor, and gold 130 coins. The palace was twice as big as twice the height of other huts, and its entrance was wide enough that 3 could walk abreast. The walls were decorated. An unknown builder had scratched drawings into the clay whilst it was still wet. The faded scroll depicted huge amphibians devouring smaller figures, some frog-headed, others not. 3 of the 4 rooms boasted large holes filled with water, just like the other dwellings, though here they were steps descending into them, cut into the dirt. The furthest room we found equipment decorating the walls, leather armor, spears, gloves. To our surprise, a number of items were well preserved. The hut was clearly deserted, so we felt no shame in taking some of it with us. We moved forward, seeing we'd drawn so near to our goal. It was ever so lovely to walk once again along the well-trodden path. Our soaked clothes imagined being dry, and our mood at once lifted. The bushes that bordered the path seemed to wave at us I can't read. Iably? With the juicy green leaves and shiny bright red berries. A fresh wind puffed away the rotten smell, and it finally felt like the swamp might be nearly behind us. But then the wind stopped blowing and the thorny branches continued to move. And then we heard a loud shout. Octavia was the one watching our rear, pointed to the surging, crawling green wall of green filling the path behind us. The surrounding thicket was coming to life. Its branches reached out with soft swishing sound. Drops of sap oozed from their horns, gleaming with emerald dusk. The path was disappearing. There was no way back, and the clear space ahead was closing. We ran forward as fast as our legs could carry us, flying towards the closing passage. As any experienced traveler can tell you, sometimes you walk and sometimes you run. The branches snatched at our backpack and clothes, and sprouts tangled at our feet, but we slipped their grasp. We were too quick. Finally, after what seemed like an endless trek, we came upon a gigantic dry tree that was so intrigued us from the beginning. Lo and behold, we saw an idol cut into the trunk, a huge horned, three-eyed toad. Its googly eyes made it look both cruel and dumb, almost idiotic. Its muzzle hung half open, sharp-toothed and several hanging tongues. Deep brown streaks oozed from the corners of its mouth. We tried to glean what sort of idol it might be. There could be no doubt this was Gogunta, the demon lord of fetid swamps, and serves as the sole goddess of the swamp-dwelling bogods. Gogunta appeared as a frog with many heads and even more eyes and tongues. Bogods portray her as a huge queen of their kind. Master of the great swamp in the demon abyss. But what is this? While we were examining the idol, a large, bright blue dragonfly came out of the hollow in the tree and sat invitingly on the tip of one of our noses. It was so remarkably strange. It didn't react to our movements and seemed quite content to remain where it sat. That freaked me out. The idol reeks of evil, to say the least. We were certain we must destroy it. Clearly, we could not leave such an obscenity unscathed. We drew our swords and slashed at the wooden face, and from it oozed black, sticky blood. We heard the clap of thunder, and a thick fog arose from nowhere. The birds screamed furiously. More thunder soon followed, and with each strike, the sky grew darker and darker. Soon we couldn't see the sun through the fog. The air shuddered again, but it was still thunder, and or the creaky voice of a monstrous toad. Still, our iron blades dug deep into the blood-soaked wood, and at last the idol was smashed to splinters. The fog cleared away and silence descended. Suddenly we realized that every frog in the swamp had gone quiet. We turned almost with a sigh of relief and saw that the flesh-eating bush had withered away. Satisfied with a job well done, we'd returned where we came from. Well, okay then. Right, do I want to stop by Ratnook Hill, or just go on back onto town? What's this complaining in it? The locals are bored and don't know what to do with themselves. There's a perfect moment. We improved our military. Monster sightings, Amory, go have fun. Okay. Oh wait, do I need you for anything else? Why have I not done that? No, I'm 100 PB, 20 days to solve Amory. Let's deal with that one. And we should also deal with this one as well, but I'll go... Right. Decision's been made. I'm not going to go to Ratnook Hill. I'm going to go back to my keep. Probably end up having to rest up. I should have checked what that status was on everybody. Curse of feeble body. The subject suffers a -2 penalty to constitution scores. And we all have it. And Tristan is sickened for 1 day, 18 hours, or 25,477 rounds. Just in case anybody wanted to know. This, I mean, it's not really too much to worry about. We should be fine. See, when we run up to people and stab them in the face, it kind of negates the penalties that we're suffering. Right, I'm gonna go see if I can beat up this fighter, because last time, that's the one that turned into an owlbear.
I'll try to make this swift.
Yeah! Yeah!
Octavia, let's go for the fighter
Consider
again.
me provoked.
Miss, sure, why not?
Yeah!
Charge at the rogue. Fighter's fairly sturdy. Stab
A
this guy.
calculated risk.
Alright, now that he's dead, stab the other guy. Valerie, get rid of that one, and then get rid of the other guy. Wow, she bit him to death.
So it's come to this.
Oh goddess, cleanse me in righteous death. I mean, if you could just... Okay. still no idea what's going on with these
This is
cultists.
where I step in.
Although the Boggart was abyssal. Is there anybody else that we're aware of that is abyssal?
Them apart!
Bum ba bum 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 bum. I'm not really up on my abyssal lords. Demon lords? I think the demon lords in hell. In the abyss. Take that bow. Take that bow. Loot these bodies. Maybe. Oh, that one. Not that one. Anybody else we missed? Nope. Okay, cool. Let's move on. British Bumbershoot, you asked me if anything repetitive in this game kind of got annoying, you know, with all like the way that the voice actors proclaim things and the rest of it. So I don't ever get that. What I get is how many or how few random encounter maps there are. Off the top of my head, I can think that there's 2. Basically the one we've seen twice today, and the other one where it's more long and narrow and there's a greater chance of there's a rise up to the right hand side and sometimes enemies sweep in from there, but there's also... Hello. Oh yeah, you're diseased and... yeah. Karen, can you spare me a few minutes? You are the ruler of these lands and I don't dare tell you what to do, but I just can't stand silently and watch what is happening behind your back. There are rumors on the streets that, of a savage goddess enraged by your appearance in her lands. And they say she cursed you, and now you bring woe and death to everyone around you. This used to be idle talk, but now, when we're surrounded by so much death and suffering, the people are ready to truly believe it. And it seems that someone is playing upon your subjects' fears. I saw balkers in the street telling citizens of a prophet who was building his own kingdom. According to them, the goddess stands ready to grant forgiveness to any who cleanse themselves of the curse. But this cleansing is accomplished through a terribly cruel death. These horrific deaths involve a wild beast appearing inside the body, and they think it's a blessing. That insane old man Remus, he also spoke of some goddess. True, Jod told me of that preacher. Who knows, perhaps his words touched more people more deeply than anyone imagined. What is this kingdom the prophet is building? I only heard fragments of conversation. I think it's not a kingdom exactly, more like a community, or a cult. I'm afraid that we'll need to find out more from one of their barkers and ask them if we wish to find out more. People will believe whatever they want to believe. Let poor souls be. Troubling news indeed. We'll find out who or what is behind this goddess and her faith. It's absurd and dangerous if people consider death a blessing. We must get to the bottom of this. I cannot allow my subjects to be taken in by such nonsense. I shall deal with these provocations immediately. I cannot allow my subjects to be taken in by such nonsense. I shall deal with these provocations immediately. Tristan nods enthusiastically. Good. Perhaps after uncovering this mystery we will find out more about the nature of the curses hanging over the stolen lands. I mean, there must be some reason that these cultists shout about you receiving the goddess's punishment. If we wish to understand, we must find out find one of those barkers and learn all we can from them. Sadly, these street preachers are scare quite easily around. Sadly, these street preachers scare quite easily and avoid our guards. I'll begin my search without delay. When you find time, look for me in the streets of the capital. I hope that when we meet, I will have already found someone who can tell us more about this strange goddess and her followers. Does anybody have remove... what's this? Oh, it's a companion quest for Tristan. Okay, fair enough. I mean, it also seems to be very related to the plot, which I quite like. Right. Does anybody have remove curse? Tristan, spellbook. Restoration, remove, no removes. Remove disease, remove blindness, bestow curse, remove curse, here we go. I don't like the way that it says permanent, so let's get rid of this blindness. There are 6 of us with the curse, and only 5 castings. It's Constitution, so I could probably do 3 a day. Do Tristan, Chiron. No, Chiron, Emery, and Valerie day 1, and then do everybody else day 2. Right, let's rest up. Find out that it gets removed overnight. It has not been removed overnight. Okay, didn't expect it to be. I think that Bogard statue goddess thing cursed us. Tristan wants to share something. Okay, that's now complete. Okay. Who's not doing anything? I have 5 advisors, so the only one not doing anything is Valerie, which we will do after we go speak to Tristan. Excuse me. Tristan is hiding in the bushes. Could you be any more obvious, Tristan? Show me your wares. Take my junk. That is junk, that is junk. Offer everything up. I could probably start getting rid of some of these, because I've got so many of them anyway. Okay, let's see if you've got anything of interest. Slowly starting to build up money again. So it's about time that I just spent it all frivolously on something fun. However, that will not be from you. Let's see what you have. I mean, I could just spend it on build points for my kingdom. Why do you have 1,000 quarterstaffs? Ooh, Flame Guard, Tower Shield. Fire Resistance 10, enhancement is +1. What do we have? We've got... Oh. And info, no. It's just going to overwrite the 2 with this. If I hover this. Oh, there we go. So Flame Guard gives us a +3 to reflex saving throws. And Fire Resistance 10. But the Colossal Shade gives us 6 AC. See, I think Tristan can provide sort of like Fire Resistance 10 anyway, and the reflex saving throws are all fine and well, apart from the fact that I think Valerie's reflex saving throws are in the dirt because of... I don't know, it's an 8. It's not that bad. Actually, it's pretty good for what it is. She's got much higher saving throws than I do. I think I built her to be the tank, so she's got all the things that, you know, +1 luck bonus. Moral Ember. Ember is the Red Panda. And Resistance Cloak of Wintervale. Whereas I have no bonuses whatsoever. I should possibly get some bonuses, but it's one of them where it's like... I think Valerie is more likely to be having a bad time of things than I am. Carry on here.
Time's not waiting. Ready for anything?
Tristan's forehead is wrinkled, as if the priest is deeply puzzled. He's holding a piece of paper covered with writings. We are lucky to have met you. Meet Amalia, follower of the Kingdom of the Cleanse. Do you remember? We've recently been discussing this unusual initiative. The priest raises an eyebrow suggestively. Amalia was so kind to tell me everything that she and her friends were doing. Young Amalia turns her childish round and freckled face and looks at you with clean green eyes. She wears a simple dress and a necklace made of dried ashberry and holds a stack of papers. The girl blushes at the priest's words. Please stay a moment. It would be a pleasure for me to tell you about our kingdom. Enough of this evil cultist scumbag. Stab. No. So, what have you been discussing? I've just been asking how Amalia came to the kingdom. What attracted her to this teaching? Amalia suddenly blushes. There is someone in my family who followed the goddess's commandments. But soon I myself will enter the kingdom, and I hope that through loyal service and veneration, I will prepare myself for the main test, which I have to endure. Tristan shakes his head. And your family don't mind that this will happen to you? Are they ready to sacrifice you to their goddess? Oh, of course they are. To be one of the chosen, one of the cleansed, it is a great honor for each of us. But you are so young. Why hurry to leave this place before you have experienced it in full? It's wrong to think about yourself. Once I lived in Rostov, where dresses and walked down boulevards. Then these terrible things started happening. So many people in our village died. The goddess teaches that selfishness leads to trouble. Now my only wish is to serve the kingdom and the goddess. What did you find out about the kingdom, Tristan? The Kingdom of the Cleansed is a brotherhood for those who believe that in the great goddess, whose promise is salvation in return for cleansing. Forgive me, Amelia, if I'm missing any important details. Our mission is saving innocent souls from the curse that falls upon the heads of the undeserving. The goddess is ready to guard from evil anyone who kisses the ground and begs for mercy. Those who have rejected their sinful ways may enter the kingdom of the cleansed and pray for their speedy deliverance from worldly torments. Amelia's voice becomes more monotone, as if she's reading from notes, and her eyes stare emptily into the space past your shoulder. To give your life for the goddess isn't that the greatest honor any of us can receive, and destroying the false ruler, isn't that the truest destiny of all of nature's loyal servants? Does your goddess have a name? Yes, but only the first faithful knows it. He is the high priest to whom the goddess appeared. He delivers her commandments and shows us her will. Through him we lay open her designs to clear the tormented ground, sending signs and opening doors to her creatures, through the bodies of mortals. What false ruler are you talking about? The Baron of the Curse by the Goddess. He is the source of all our woes. He cast aside natural law and vandalized the field and forest. And tell me more about this deliverance from worldly torments. Inhabiting this world where unhappiness and unfairness multiply taints the soul and turns it from the eternal kingdom of freedom and love granted by the goddess. But you can cleanse your sins by accepting her gift, a special goodness that sets the cleansed apart. Goodness? What goodness could hide in a painful death? Not everyone is capable of withstanding the test, because the way to cleansing lies through bodily torment. But those who overcome their passions and prove their loyalty become the womb to the goddess, and bear her children, wild and beautiful as she herself. The soul of the cleansed rests in the hands of the goddess. You've been brainwashed, girl. Don't worry. The time will come that you will come to understand that the first faithful was right. I hope it won't be long when you and I will reunite in the embrace of the goddess. Are you aware that I'm the very same Baron that you are condemning? You? It can't be. You're so polite, and Sir Tristan would hardly be friends with such a dreadful creature as the cursed Baron. I see you have many questions. Please take an invitation to our meetings. We meet at sunset in the appointed place, where we accept the sacrament of from the first faithful himself. Soon another meeting will take place. Do come, you and Sir Tristan. What are you holding? The same invitation that Amelie gave you. We must go. I too, I have to go too. I need to get to the other side of the city. I hope to see you at our next meeting, and you too, Sir Tristan. So long, Amelia. May the good goddess save you. Wow, that's a bit of a loaded statement. Which goddess is Tristan talking about? I know that it's probably Senna and Ray, but Jesus, God, she was a fruitcake. It's like, I'm the Baron that you're condemning, and it's like, no, you couldn't be. And it's like, You gonna do anything about that? No? Okay. Oh, you're gonna give me an invite to come to one of your parties? Literally just, no, okay. I mean, it's probably going to be a trap. I expect it to be a trap. Tristan looks down at the leaflet he's still holding. His face is sad. A meeting at the appointed place. There are even directions how to get there. It looks like it's time to visit the sacrament. What do you think awaits us at the meeting? Whatever awaits this mysterious fur faithful will be there. Judging by his title, he's the one who invented this insane kingdom. I believe that talking to him will solve many of the riddles we face. Will you come with me to the meeting? I would insist on participating in this investigation. I cannot let you go alone after I dragged you into this strange affair. Amelia looked at you very fondly, don't you think? Tristan shakes his head and turns grim. You distract us from our goal. Wow. Tristan, it's called a joke. Laugh it up. Oh, stop. No, is something wrong? I worship Serenray myself, but my faith has little in common with the faith of these cultists. They fill the heads of innocent children with pernicious and dangerous ideas, which they cannot fully understand. We have to go, Tristan. Is that a... Just says attend the meeting with Tristan, but it doesn't say that I can't drag everybody out.
In due
there.
time.
So I'm gonna drag everybody out there because it sounds like a bad idea to go on my own with just Tristan. I mean, we could probably do it. Me sneaking in and him healing, maybe. Bum 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 bum. One, two, three, four, five, six. I can count. I'm just counting something random. Secret Sanctum. I believe that's the place. Yes. Required companions. Tristan. Attend the cult meeting with Tristan. Okay, so it's likely to be this side of the river. Go over there. But first of all, we're going to. We'll stop over at this river and remove some of these curses. Oh, somebody else wants me. Well, bother to you. Have I been to this river before? I don't think I've been to this bridge before. Or did I when I was looking for that child? I might have done when I was looking for the child. I did not come to this river. Okay, right, Tristan, we have got some remove curses. We're going to do Valerie. We're going to do Anne-Marie. And then we're going to burn another one on me. And then next time we take a rest, we'll do the others. As soon as I'm at this bridge, I might as well clear it out. Zabah! How does everybody get so
This will hurt.
fast over tip backwards?
Ah!
This is for you!
What for Gorm?
A war 3? No, 2 wargs, a ferocious wolf and 2 alpha wolves. Oh no, it's 2 by 2. Alright then. Who is this? This is... Is there anything in this lot that is scary? Alpha wolf is a 7, ferocious... warg is a 4. Not really.
Serves you right.
We'll just go with conventional
Let's
attacks
try
for now.
this way.
Yep, nothing to worry about really in this little lot. No, it's gonna provoke.
They go down!
They're even struggling to hit me, never mind Valor. Oh, well, the Alpha Wolf isn't.
I'll fight if I have to.
Stay behind me! Ah!
Repent!
You deserved it.
This should do it.
Jesus. We're violent. Oof, natural one.
Oh!
You can't stop me.
Walk. Nope. Okay, Valerie
Let
hit
us
the Alpha
strike as
Wolf.
one!
Nope.
You forced my hand.
One of them odd things where it's like,
Any
there's
last
two of us who are
wishes?
very good at hitting everything, and the rest
A
of us
calculated
just cannot
risk.
hit. No, I lost it. No, I got it back again. And the final walk. Alright, skin them all.
That is not far.
It says there's something over here. Melted shards of ring.
As it should be.
Or how many melted shards I need to be for the whole ring. Oh, we're not even at the water's edge yet.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Bring it!
Get off.
Tear them apart!
Who is this? Oh, it's Lindsay. Stay down. Hopefully things will start attacking other people now that you're surrounded.
Consider me provoked.
Stop eating my halfling.
I'll try to make this swift.
They go down!
Still stay lying down. You know he's gone to pot, but at least you're not provoking from everything trying to
This
stand up.
is for you.
So how's everybody's day been if nobody's still in the
This will
chat?
hurt.
Nobody's said anything in a while. Just curious. Anybody still listening? Is there anyone out there? Am I all alone?
Do not falter!
2 strikes against the ferocious wolf. 1 kill. Nice. Skin everything, and there we go. Lindsay can now get up. Let's give her a
Confide
quick
in me.
heal. It's only a bit of a scratch, so yeah, remove paralysis. That doesn't come up often. There we go. That's a big heal from Tristan. Oh, another bear. There's a lot of wildlife around here. Charge at the bear! For that sneak attack.
I'll fight if I have to.
Oh, she can't charge
Bring
because you're
it.
slightly fatigued. 7 rounds of fatigue for 1 round of rage. Oh, there is more than 1 bear. I regret my life choices. This is Lindsay. Go charging another bear. Okay. There's another bear. And another bear. Any more bears?
So it's come to
Any
this.
more want to come out of the woodwork? No? Okay, right.
Let's
Another bear.
try this way.
Another bear down. Next bear. Go toe to toe with that one.
Tear them apart!
Why?
They go
Can't you move it?
down!
This is
that
where
the
I
fatigue?
step in.
Onwards!
This should do.
And move on to the next one. Nice. Skin all the bears. Collect all the bear hides. A pile of rocks. Have a Taldan dog tag. See a little speck
In
of
due
light and
time.
think, whoa. Will-o'-the-wisp. I saw the spot of a speck of light and thought Will-o'-the-wisp. But there's actually a Hogdat. Which I think was some kind of basilisk? I can't remember. They're definitely magical beasts. And we don't know their abilities or their offensives. There, Lindsay.
Serves
Shoot
you
the one that's
right.
flat-footed. Slightly easier to hit. Flat-footed
stop
sneak
me.
attack. Nice. Closest one for multiple sneak attack because Valerie is right there. And can we
Repent.
finish this one off before it starts to move? Nope. It gets it. I got a lot of attacks. Valerie is still fatigued. Amory is still fatigued for this round.
Stay behind me!
You deserved it.
A calculated risk.
You forced my hand.
Hey!
Let us
Alright,
strike
yeah.
as one!
Slacking this session. Okay. Not pretty. Focus, fire on the one that's already been fairly injured.
Consider me provoked.
This
Apart from
will
you,
hurt.
stab the one that's eating you. Don't do very well
I'll
at
try
it,
to make
apparently.
this swift.
There we go. That's what I expect to see from you, Amory. Oh, nice. Oh, I totally forgot I had that ability.
I'm listening.
Interesting. Let's have a little bit of a patch up. Level 2. Okay, actually. That does them nicely. Oh, hello. Not expecting a door into the cave. I mean, let's adventure without going into the cave. What the deuce are you? I'm just gonna save this because that's big. Oh, it's a level 16 dragon. Gargantuan Crag Linorm. It's worth 1,440 experience points. It's got 296 hit points, 10 regeneration. Remove the regeneration with cold iron, and I don't think I've got much in the way of cold iron. Immunity's fire. Do I have much in the cold iron? I don't think I've got anything in the cold iron. Well, I thought magical weapons. Anybody know how this works? Or does it explicitly have to be cold iron? Or will any weapon that is magical work? I wouldn't have thought so, because then it would just be any weapon past a certain level point. Keen longsword doesn't have anything. It's not a cold iron rapier, and a scimitar. Right, okay, we are going to leave.
All according to plan.
Just, there's a dragon in them dar hills. And I am not dealing with a dragon with regeneration that I cannot contend with at the moment. Note to self, pick up some cold iron weapons. Totally forget to pick up cold iron weapons. Bunch of gems hidden in a bush. You're still sick. You're sick.
How may I help?
Does restoration help with second? Nope.
Running won't help you!
Bum 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 bum. Wargs, ferocious wolf, and an alpha wolf.
This is for
Not
you!
excessively concerned, because I've dealt with more, with fewer people, or the same number of people. Don't like how well they did in all the initiatives,
Let's try this way.
but let's get rid of some of them. Go on, freeze the free. Nope, you missed.
Bring it!
Alright, get rid of the log.
Look at me,
Thank you.
Gorham!
Any last wishes?
Do not falter!
So it's come to this.
I'll fight if I have
should do it. A
I'm
calculated
gonna stand
risk.
up and stab you.
Tear them apart!
There we go. Skin, loot. Continue moving. Just a quick save. Was not expecting to find a dragon. Come on, people.
What's that?
That is a rock hammer. More dog tanks.
In due time.
And then our leader charged forwards. Hey, wait for me.
Pretty sure I've fought these things before. Yeah, I gotta charge up to damage them this round. Sure, there's a lot of them. What is this? Bard of 8th level can, or higher, can use his words. Can use his performance to foster a sense of growing dread in his enemies, causing them to become shaken. To be effective, the enemy must be within 30 feet and be able to see or hear the bard's performance. This effect persists as long as the enemy is within 30 feet of the bard and the performance continues. So if I move forward just a smidgen, to make sure I get the ones at the back. Ta-da! Oh wow. Telling me that these are worth 22 experience, which is fair enough. And I'm not sure if that's 22 experience each or 22 experience shared.
Saren Ray, be generous to them, for I am not.
Onwards!
You're stuck in the middle of everybody else.
Stay behind me!
Delay until later. Try after Octavia. Octavia's probably not likely to move much, but I can force her to move a little bit.
You can't stop me!
There we go. Now Valerie can use...
Let us strike as one!
Oh well, that's a ways around.
They go down!
Yes, Emery, they do go down. Like a sack of spuds. Alright.
This will hurt.
You're exactly where you want. I want you. I'm surrounded. Bow. Switch to your sword and
This
stab.
is where I step in.
Repent!
Consider me provoked.
Do not falter!
Valerie comes back the other way. I have a feeling that she would. Not entirely sure what that was. I don't know what that was. Not sure.
Serves you right.
Lindsay doing surprisingly well with the sword. It's surprising what
You
you can
forced my
accomplish when you're
hand.
surrounded.
Onwards!
Hey, Valerie finally got into the fight.
Bring it!
Let's try this.
Didn't get close enough to actually, participate in the fight in any meaningful way, but she got there.
Interesting.
Oh.
That is not far.
Rolled a 1. Thankfully, it wasn't very difficult.
As it should be.
Oh yes, a potion of heroism, 100 gold, and 4 eggs. Just what you expect to find out in the wilderness. How are we doing? We're nearly into the medium encumbrance. Let's make sure everybody's in correct positions and
In
keep going
due
forward.
time.
Right, time to clear the other side of the river. What am I doing in 5,000 experience to
You see that?
go bandits? Hello.
I know what to do.
See if I can't sneak up on one and stab them in the back. Sure.
No mistakes.
Doesn't seem to be anybody excessively dangerous, so just stab that one in the gut. Ta-da! It's a terrible sense of humor I have at times. So like, Tadara is
try
not the
to make
correct
this
response
swift.
when stabbing somebody in the gut from surprise. But it's slightly funnier than the alternatives. I need to put her sword away. You able to charge anybody? Nope.
Tear them apart!
Stay behind me! Let us strike as one!
Forget they all have the same teamwork feat that when one of them crits, they all get an attack. That's just messy.
You deserved it.
And I need to stop moving you forward and bring out your bow again. Because as much as it
This
is
should do
adorable
it.
to see a brave person walking into battle with a sword
A
the size
calculated
of
risk.
them, you're just gonna get murdered.
This is for you.
They go down!
So it's come to this.
Switch out your weapon to a ranged crossbow and move away from the bad guys. Shoot
Any
the bad
last
guys.
wishes?
This will hurt.
Rob the bandit camp. Nothing there. I'm gonna assume that none of them have anything valuable. Right, there's this thing over here, and there's this thing over here. This bag over here. This thing, and this thing. Ooh, a dagger. Arcane Protector. I think I've already got one of those, don't I? Yeah, Arcane Protector. I've got another Arcane Protector. How boring. Did I steal everything? No, I didn't. Camping supplies, 300 gold. 200 gold. Some more stuff. And rice in a helmet. Refractory of negative channeling. For those of you who don't know, basically in Pathfinder you can channel two types of clerics in D&D. Basically you get to do a channel divinity, and that channel divinity
It is finished.
Is considered their patron's god's holy power, whereas in Pathfinder it's slightly more generic. You can either channel positive energy, which is basically energy that is positive. It will knacker up undead creatures. It will heal living creatures. Whereas you can, if you play an evil or your deity dictates what kind of energy you restore.
Do not falter.
It's usually very simply depends on where they are on the good versus evil alignment scale. If they're good aligned, then it's positive energy. If they're evil aligned, then it's negative energy. Although I think there's also some exceptions in there. Just because you're the god of death doesn't mean you're an evil person. That's just a natural progression of life and whatnot. But you might favor negative energy. There are some gods where basically they're neutral, so you get to choose, but negative energy damages living people and heals undead. So quite literally the opposite of positive energy. Octavia's gonna die. I've given up on her. She's fallen down in the middle of that lot. There's no chance that she's gonna survive all of these attacks. But at least it's not me for once. Right, Valerie, can we? Yeah, pick that one. Right, Tristine, back up a little bit more because things got awfully close. Can't remember that one.
This is where I step in. I die free.
Bring it!
So many wolves.
Stay behind me.
You forced my hand. This should do it.
Serves you right.
I don't really know what to talk about today. I'm actually really tired. Does it help?
Tear them apart!
Got a Pathfinder 2 game later.
They go
I
down!
need to finish making some decisions on my character there. One of the players is away, so rather than doing the campaign that we've been working on, which we've kind of got up to a critical point where the GMs are like, we could really do with everybody being there. You know, I've done the same thing in the past where it's like, no, you know, I want everybody to be at a given session.
Right here, my friend.
Just quite simply so that, you know, we don't... The party is at full strength and the players aren't losing out on potentially critical knowledge. So rather than doing the event of the campaign, we're doing a Pathfinder quest, I believe. Which kind of also reminds me I need to sort a couple of those out so that the GM gets a chance to have a break at some point. Athletic steps up there. Hopefully it's not another dragon. Mallard.
Follow my lead.
Okay, back around this way. Oh wait, there's something here. Remember years ago I played Icewind Dale, and it's a very linear game. It's based on the Infinity engine, so it's around about the time of Baldur's Gate 2. We failed to get up the hill.
That was easy.
If it was so easy, why did we fail it the first time? That's because I rolled another natural one. On an ability check. Great stuff, go me. Oh, there's Albers.
Focus on the goal. They'll never see me coming.
Let's see how many Albers we got over here. We got 2 Albers so far. Any more?
That is not far.
Okay, it's just the 2 Albers. You two going first. Oh no, all 3 of you are rushing. Okay. Funnily enough, just been invited to play Rime of the Frostmaiden. Cool. I've not actually played the, you know, the modern D&D Rime of the Frostmaiden yet. I like the minimap that shows your movement. I don't think I've noticed it before. Minimap? What minimap are we on about? Or are we talking about that one? But yeah, so in Icewind Dale, back in the Infinity Engine days, I remember getting up to this one chamber and it's like,
if I have to.
I have no idea how to get out of this. Or whether I've missed a turn somewhere. And
You deserved it.
it took, you know, I basically decided to go back. Yeah, I think this, I mean, it might be an option that you got to turn on to allow it to continue to move while it's
This
open.
won't kill me.
These Albers are messing people up. No, that's not going to help. Shall we have a bless? Let's have a bless. Let's get out to the middle of this little lot and bless everybody. I mean, it also, you know, you've got to click that you're going to move there, and then you've got to open up the map. It's just something that I've always done. Is I like move over there, go to the map, and so I like watch people move across. I know that in the original Baldur's Gate 2, I'm pretty sure that it was an option to basically not pause when you had a screen open. Which was sometimes a good idea, sometimes a bad idea, because occasionally you forget that the screen is open. Opening the screen didn't pause it, and then you just get murdered because you're trying to sort out your inventory.
Bring it.
But at other times, it's, you know, just trying to keep up with people as they're sprinting across the city. It's easier just to go to the other side and wait for them, but you don't really want to be staring at the screen waiting for them to arrive.
I'll survive.
When not much is going to
I
happen.
always survive.
Any last wishes?
So I've always tried to use the mini-maps
I'll
to
try to make this swift.
so I like watch what my characters,
Let's
how my
try this way.
characters are progressing. So yeah, in Icewind
should
Dale,
do
I
it.
got into this chamber,
Let
did
us
not
strike
figure it
as
out,
one.
started backtracked all the way to the start of the dungeon, and it's like, maybe I've missed a key or a lever somewhere or something.
Consider me.
So I came out of that dungeon and started going into every single cave lying around. And it's like, no, I cannot find anything. I eventually have to look it up online.
This is where I step in.
I think I was online at the time. It was either looking it up online or actually breaking out, you know, they got all magazines
to
and
this.
looking for the walkthrough sections, and it's like, how do you get past this? And then basically on the back of this pillar there is this tiny little lever that you gotta click on. And it's just reminding me that it's like, there's a lot of things where it's like, you know, you might notice that, you might see that with your eyeballs, but at the same token, just moving the camera around, and it's all like, at certain angles, it's all like I'm struggling to keep track of it, even though I know where it is.
Do not falter.
And it's weird that you've pretty much got to know what the button is to highlight these things these days. Oh, an owlbear egg, which is a cooking ingredient. That sounds delightful. I suppose in some ways that actually clarifies
Share
for
your
the
troubles.
people at home whether owlbears are mammals or... Well, no, because mammals can lay eggs. They don't often lay eggs, but they can do. Think it's... I think there's one mammal that lays eggs. Oh, we're not sure what to classify it as because it lays eggs, but doesn't seem to. Owlbear eggs a little gross.
In due time.
See, who's J Station? 64. Has British Bumbershoot finally remembered to change his name? That's my question. Or is J Station somebody else that I know, or just somebody randomly popping in? Sorry, I'm just kind of curious. I don't think that I recognize the name. Please don't be offended if I've forgotten who you are and you're not British Bumbershoot. It's me. Oh, that narrows it down. It's me. I'm going to now assume that it's Jay because he's the only person that can come out with such a answer. I still could be wrong, but I'm willing to risk it. Nope, that will do that for me. Love the way that it's like, this invite will give you instructions on how to get to the sanctum, and so I can see the sanctum. Where is this leaflet anyway? I'm curious. Independence magazine. Simple and damp page. This is already sorted into type. They have probably given me an invitation, I just cannot find it. But yeah, the tab button just to highlight things on the map, it's probably one of the weirdest things that I think. Yeah, I finally remembered the time I was up on the rename. So you've actually decided to give yourself a name that basically says that you're heavily into your consoles, as far as I can make out. I had noticed you're playing Skyrim on the PC the other day, or at some point. Curious, how do you feel that it stacks up against the consoles now that you've actually had the chance to play Skyrim on... what is the best Skyrim experience you've had? You can say that it's on something other than PC. I'm not just going to be like, oh no, you should enjoy it on the PC more than anything else, and if you disagree, you're wrong. But I am curious to see if... yeah, a bit PlayStation, bit N64, mostly people just... mostly just so people can call me Jay. Okay, I'm kind of glad that you've actually gone back to something that says J, because it's one of them things I never know if to call people out with their real names or not online. Because I know that some people are very much so like, don't really want everybody knowing my name. I'm taking you gold, by the way, folks. It's called taxes. I'm probably going to end up murdering all of these
All
folk
according
anyway.
to plan.
Oh, we're just in time. The sacrament has already begun. The sky will split, the waters will part, the ground itself will devour the eel that comes to us from the lands of death. Beware, false rulers, their foul walls and rotten locks will not protect their henchmen from nature's wrath. It appears that the restless old man started preaching again. Anyone who stands under the enemy's banner will be crushed by the same unrelenting force that inspires me. All who fall to their knees and devotees themselves to the goddess will be cleansed. Pray to her and you will be granted forgiveness in death. Hail, Remus, herald of the goddess. Thank you, your holiness. May the goddess save you. Brothers and sisters, good people. It is time for the sacrament. The first faithful will bless us. My subjects, servants of the kingdom of the cleansed, today is a special day, the day we have all prayed for. Today we shall finally wash away our filth from our souls and clear the path for our kingdom. For today the sacrament will end with the long-awaited sacrifice which will please the goddess more than all our prayers. Once the goddess asked us, meager sheep, to repent our sins, but we take pride in we were deaf to her appeals. Now she demands another sacrifice. Hello. It's called me out. But yeah, it's one of them. It's all I prefer kind of to go under aliases. It's not that I'm too fussed if people actually know who I am. And it's not like it's very difficult for people to pick up the paper trail if they really wanted to find out what my real name is. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but I've done it myself, and it's not too difficult to find who I am and a lot of things about me. But at the same token, it's just one of them where it's like I prefer just aliases to different places, so that I think to a certain degree, it's so that if people call me out by a certain name, then it's like I know where you know me from, that helps jog my memory as to who you might be. You know, at the moment, the only telling sign that that's you, Jay, is the fact that you have a certain humour about you. Anyway, back to this. What do you say, Baron? Are you prepared to sacrifice your useless life for these people who you claim to care about? I mean, no. I care about these people? Stop, you don't know what you're doing, or I am loyal to my subjects, not a group of frenzied fanatics. It's too late to offer peace and friendship, isn't it? Save your breath even better. Let's dance. I will gut every one of you and hang your entrails around the capital to teach the other idiots a lesson. Wow, that's harsh. I am loyal to my subjects, not a group of crazy fanatics.
I'm not afraid.
Father, what are you doing? Stop. I was about to say, I wish I brought a wizard so that I just could fireball. I have brought a wizard. I can't fireball, I don't think. Yeah, I was 99% sure that this was going to end in combat. Or start combat. Right, do I have fireball? I do not have fireball. But I do have a spiked pit. So everybody's going to be coming from roughly this angle unless they come up and around this way. So let's throw a pit right there. And everybody fall into it. And this is why I love wizards. Come on, rush towards me. Fall in the pit. Oh, you cast prayer, and I think that was somebody else falling into the pit. And that's another person into the pit. Amory, go take care of the cultist fighter. Go on into... Nope. You're gonna fire a bow? Go on, move up into the... Wow, that pit is deadly.
A calculated risk.
Oh, that guy's gone.
This will hurt.
Come on, next one into the pit. Whee! See, this is where I think the AI could do with a little bit more intelligence. Maybe one or two people will walk into the pit, but it was mainly to try and funnel them. No. I figured putting it down there would basically funnel them up and around this way, and then I could pick them off as they got to me.
Serves you
This is
right.
just hilariously bad with how everybody's just running towards me. A little. I mean, you've got a bow, that's just rude. And a lot of them are just falling into that pit as they move. Right, who's up, who's up, who's up? This is Tristan. God damn it, I burnt my prayer. Controlled fireball isn't much use for me just yet. Let's just bless.
So, Taya.
Let's have a little couple of steps over that way. Valerie, murder that cultist. I'm gonna check that out in just a moment, Jay. I can't read YouTube video paths to know exactly where the hell that's gonna go. Right, I'm wondering if I can do something with you. I could hold person. See if that worked. You should then fall into the pit.
This is for you!
I don't want to die, have mercy. Then no die. Run away. That is an option. Get rid of the cultist. So yeah, Skyrim, having owned it on Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Switch, and now PC. The best vanilla game is the Switch, as being able to pick it up and put it down works really well with how Skyrim plays. And to a certain degree how you play video games. I can't think I could ever basically get used to sort of like picking up a game, playing it for a short amount of time, and then putting it down and not picking it up again within like 15 minutes or so. You know, the 3 hours that I play Pathfinder a week, the 3 hours that I play Pathfinder sessions is kind of the way that I play video games. However, I've modded the heck out of the PC version, which is something I wanted to do for ages, and I'm really enjoying it. So, you say that you've modded the heck out of it. You know, what mods have you gone for? Is it all like a recommended list from somebody who's curated it prior to you, or are you curating your own list of sort of like, ooh, that sounds like a good idea? Graphics, features, more content, making the game new again, and that's even without any of the big content mods. You're running away. You're all running away.
You deserve
you'll
it.
probably run away eventually, but...
Dawnflower, grow Sarenrae. I see your
that's
light.
not good. Valerie, can you come over here? How has he not fallen into the pit yet?
I'll fight if I have to.
Fall into the pit. Terrible idea.
Let's try this way.
To a certain degree, I need to get this wrapped up sooner rather than later because Tristan's dead on the ground, and so
Any
I've got no
last
healing.
wishes?
Wow, their archers are pretty good.
Stay behind me!
Can you charge? Yes, you can. There we go.
This should do it.
Oh, he's dead. Okay.
This is where I step in.
So like, why did I only attack once? When I got 3 attacks.
I die. Free.
You're not
us
dead.
fight
You're just
one.
passing out for a moment.
They go down! Down, better ones.
Step away from the pit. I have a feeling that the guy is supposed to talk to me. Damn it, the goddess will know of your betrayal. Tristan's forehead is sweating and he breathes heavily as his eyes scan the battleground. I can't believe everything turned out like this. The priest gulps and closes his eyes as if to summon his courage. Are you alright? Yes. No, I'm not alright. I've never gotten used to how quickly a peaceful conversation can turn into a bloody battle. This was so cruel and pointless. Don't worry, I'll gather myself now. Take heart. We have to catch this cultist who escaped. It's far too early. It's too early to grieve for the fallen. It was a trap. You may not have noticed, but the first faithful's face changed the very instant he noticed you. I think he was prepared for our visit for a long time. The faithful shouted something about betraying the goddess. I have no idea what's going on in his insane mind. Perhaps he meant that you refused to submit to his knife. The other cultists are getting away. Please, let them be. Their leader is gone, their friends are dead. They are just lost souls who led into temptation by a wicked leader. If we eradicate this affliction, If we are to eradicate this affliction, we must find the first faithful. It would help even if we track down every peasant in his cult. Please return to the city and consider how we may find their leader. You're right, Tristan. I hope tonight's terrors are enough to keep these people away from the kingdom forever. Oh, thank gods. Too much blood for one sacred ritual. Thank you. Their deaths would be a heavy burden on my heart. As soon as we reach the capital, I'll seek out former cultists and learn where the first faithful might have escaped. Find me in the city later. Right, step away from the pit where people go to fall and die. Because I may have thrown a lot of people into that pit. Right. Tristan didn't say anything about not looting the bodies. So we're going to loot the bodies. Not really expecting miracles here. Ooh, an ever-burning torch. Do I have ever-burning torches? I was given 2 ever-burning torches right at the start of all this. Bum bum. Right, and then more stuff over here. Also junk. Yeah, it's all junk. St. Nicholas first place. Yeah, it's my first playthrough. It's going okay. I'm on what I feel is essentially the 3rd chapter. Season of the Bloom. I've just pretty much started this chapter, so I'm not quite sure how where it's going yet, and it's not giving me much, you know. It's all like amusing the nobles. If you played it through, is basically I've taken care of the hunt. I succeeded, but now it's like waiting for them to do the research that comes off the back of it. I'm enjoying it fairly well. I am, as you can probably tell, playing it in turn-based mode. I'm enjoying that a lot more than I did when I first tried to play this in real time. Just was not for me. Liking the characters who are in my party. There's part of me where it's like, I wish they'd give you sort of like better pointers as to, you know, like Tristan has literally just said that he wants to go off and do some research into this thing. It would hurt me severely if he did go wandering off, because he is a really great healer, which I'm sure you're aware. Speaking of that, just make sure everybody's nicely topped up. But at the same token, it would then force me to be sort of like, okay, well, he's busy, so I'm going to have to bring out somebody else, because there's other people, Ekundayo, Jubiliost. You know, they're just a few people that I don't actually play very often. Not because I don't want to play them. It's just this group. It's all like, I've got Tristan, who is buffs and heals. I've got Lindsay, who is buffs and some spells. Octavia, who's just the wizard. You know, you saw the Hungry Pit. Not the Hungry Pit, the Spiked Pit. So it was just like great stuff. That really just helped out in that combat encounter rather than dealing with 20 different targets. It was just like straight up, there's a pit. Half of them fall in there. I've got Amory for damage and survivability. I've got Valerie for just survivability. And then there's myself. I'm a knife master rogue.
I'm hungry. Stop.
And so, you know, it's a good balanced party, if you ask me. But there's other people who potentially have just as good stories as the people that I'm playing. You know, there's Kainra and Kalik, Kendayo. You know, I don't really break her out that often, mainly because I'm playing lawful good, trying to at least. So all of the evil characters just pretty much benched all of the time. Chaotic neutral, it's not lawful good, but it's not evil. So, you know, if Tristan wandered off, it's like, I need a cleric, and I'd have to bring out Harim. If other people wandered off at different stages, you know, it'd force me to make decisions where it's like, yeah, okay, such and such is not available, so I'm just going to have to deal with these things. I think that would give me a slightly better experience. I mean, I could switch them out, but I don't want to, so why would I? Alright, Nature's Rage. Okay, there was another thing. Cooperation. Proposal for cooperation. 3 merchants from Absalon arrived in the region, ready to do business with the barony if the conditions are met. I could put you up to the task. What are we looking at? 65%. That's not going to go well for you. I also really want Valerie to do this one, but it requires me, and I kind of want to get this cultist stuff out of the way. What button did I just accidentally press? Oh, I pressed the rest button. I mean, that's fair. I did actually kind of need to rest. Oh, I picked up some new stuff. Bomb. Alright, till we meet again. How many? I found shards of some ancient artifacts. Shards of the Ring of Reckless Courage, it would seem. Noticed how they bear evidence of melting here and there. Lady Luck favoured the ring's previous owner quite some time, but when she finally turned her back on him, the consequences. There are 12 bits of shard. Okay. Scraps of armour of Sabertooth. Courage. 16 fragments. Pieces of the Star Commander's glove, a gift from another world. 17 pieces. These number of pieces are just getting ridiculous. Especially seeing as though I've not actually managed to find all the pieces of one of the simpler ones. Oops, didn't mean to do that. That one. I'm pretty sure he said that I had pieces of... Oh, there should be a pelt. This rune cover ancient lava scrap. Which I'm guessing is the Sabertooth one, and the piece of sky metal is the bracer one. So there's something like 12 pieces of this, 10 pieces of that, and God... yeah, it's all like melted shard of ring. Or of a ring, and it's like I got 3 pieces and I need 12. It's like, ugh. Now, the Dwarven Helve shard, there's something like 7 pieces and I've got 5. For this Scorched fragment of the necklace, I'm pretty sure there's something like 12 pieces, again, 8 pieces, something like that. There's a lot of pieces to these things. I'm not complaining too much, but it's one of them where it's like I don't think because I'm not meticulous that I'm ever going to find all of these pieces. I suppose to a certain degree it's supposed to be one of them where it's like, yes, if you manage to find all the pieces, you get this boon. But it always makes me wonder if it's going to be a requirement at the end. You know, it's like, oh, you know, the only way to survive the final battle of this is if you've got all these artifacts that you could have picked up. Because all of them are going to counter it in a specific way. And it's like, oh, okay. Right, well now I've got to put the plot on hold to go back to all these places and meticulously search every one of them. More frustrating at that point because it'd be like, oh, I need all of these pieces. And I'm not going to meticulously search everywhere, so I'm just going to break out a game guide to try and find these things. But a game guide is going to require... You know, it's going to tell me where all 12 pieces are, and then it's a case of going to all 12 of those locations. Wow, I picked up a lot of junk. Even though I've got, 11 of the pieces, it's like 11 of those stops along the way, you're going to be fruitless, potentially. If the guide's any good, it'll earmark ones where it's like, everybody finds this one. A few people find this one. These are the ones that people struggle to find. But you can't always guarantee on that kind of thing. Where's Tristan? I'm just ranting off about things that don't really matter too much.
Girl told me my eyes light up her world. I said that the blessing of Sarenrae will light up her soul. She seemed disappointed.
Hello, Tristan. Thank you for coming. Unfortunately, I have bad news. I managed to find a couple of the cultists of the Kingdom of the Cleanse. The poor fellows were scared to death, but I comforted them and promised not to speak their names. Anyway, they left the capital fearing a wrath. None of them saw the first faithful after that fateful meeting. The scoundrel vanished into thin air, and with him all meetings, sacraments, and talk of the goddess. It looks like a peculiar power of the curses in the Stolen Lands is not, in fact, connected to these lunatics. Anyway, I've managed to get their barkers off the streets, and yesterday's fanatics have returned home to their families and honest work. Thank you for your help, Caron. I will not leave you of my own accord until I repay your kindness. Okay. Yeah, not a fan of the find all the bits mechanics. If you'd ever played the original release of Zelda Wind Walker, there was an epic find the bits quest that really took the wind out of your sails, no pun intended. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it if it's intrinsic to the plot and it's pretty much guiding you. Because there are some games like that, you know, the only way to, you know, it's very old D&D cliche kind of plot where it's like, oh, you know, the Staff of Ancients has been broken into 7 pieces, and your quest is to go find all 7 pieces so the Staff of Ancients can be reformed so that you can break the invincibility ward upon this evil tyrant and save the kingdom. That's not bad, because it's all like, okay, here's the plot. These are the 7 steps, the 7 chapters to getting to the end goal. It's not a inspiring tale, but it is a tale. And it can be made to work. I'm trying to think. There's at least one game that I know of where it's all like, you know, you need to find all these little hidden bits around the world, but you're not explicitly told that. In theory, it's possible without all 7 of these bits, but you're basically basing it off blind luck. But if you find these bits scattered throughout the world, by chance is what they're hoping for without reading game guides and everything, then the end becomes a lot simpler. Come on. But you're not made aware of this. It's not alluded to in any point. But you get to the end boss and it's like, this is impossible. And you're scratching your head as to how you're supposed to do it. And then you find out that, oh, you were supposed to pick up these shards of something that make the end game possible. Or at least significantly easier. And worst yet, there might be 1 or 2 where it's like, oh no, if you've passed this point, you can never go back and claim it. So your only 2 courses of action is to try to find a way to defeat the enemy without this magical staff of win the game, or you start the game all over again. And it's like, but no, I just wanted to finish this game. I didn't want to start it all over again. Anyway, we're going to claim the Camelands. Here we go. 14 days later, we are expanded our barony. Just like that. Not bad. It's another curse. Oh, nature's rays. Animals are flying into explicit rages and inexplicable rages. Loyalty, divinity, and arcane. Arcane is starting to go up, but loyalty. Monster sightings, I didn't do that one. Village in the Marshes. Our investigation found that the cursed wishing well, which the locals believe was the source of their misfortune, is totally harmless and is not troubled by any magic. Dorsey, the rejected fiancé of a local girl, tried to use the well to curse the Fae who he thought had bewitched his bride. The girl, Natia, had also used the well to curse her own father. Both of these curses bore fruit, but the well is clearly not the reason. Some other power may have intervened and to give these curses their power. Other theories are more complex. Perhaps the curses don't require unbinding power at all. Perhaps Nadia and Dorsey somehow managed to bring them to life of their own will through though neither of them was a mage. All we know, that's all we know for now. Perhaps we shall learn more as our research continues. This research has increased our understanding of arcane and divine magic. We have acquired a deeper understanding of the nature of curses. Okay. There's 4 events going on. And monster invasion. Monsters are erupting out of the bosses. Okay, I need to go. And that's also in my council room. What's this? The greedy tax collector. Okay, that's going to be a thing. And monster sightings, and that's going to be a thing. Projects 3 days and 62 days. Curses. On the matter of curses. We still haven't got an arcane advisor, and I don't know how. Is there any new? No, there's no new projects. Training? No. The rank. Okay. Forget that for now. Let's do some of these. Well, let's do this one. Proposal for cooperation, 7 days. Give that a try. Not got much. Bumper harvest, 75% loyalty. Great stuff. And back to my front row. Yeah, I think mechanics like that are just excessively draw out the length of the game without a good, it's an artificial difficulty that I don't appreciate. The epidemic continues. More and more people die. More and more monsters roam your lands. Some of your subjects have already fled in search of safer havens. Your barony's very existence is in danger. We do have good news, too. I managed to gather some information that I hope will help you eliminate the threat before it's too late. Shortly after the epidemic started, goblins began appearing everywhere. The locals reported that these goblins have been celebrating and shouting something about the Day of Glory to Lamashtu, when all our humans will be eaten by monsters and only goblins will remain. Sounds disturbing, does it not? Lamashtu, what do we know about her? She's called the Mother of Monsters. Her symbol is the 3-eyed jackal head. She's an ancient and extremely evil goddess who spreads nightmares and insanity, and, perhaps of most interest to us, monsters. Her worshippers are usually more monstrous races like goblins, lamias, and gnolls. That said, there's no short supply of secret followers and cults among more civilized peoples too, including the people of the River Kingdoms. The goblins are behind the disaster then. Behind it, doubtful. Benefiting from it, quite likely. I'd surmise that the true cause of this disaster is even human cultists of Lamashtu, or even worse, some supernatural creature related to her. In any case, the goblins likely know enough to provide some clue. So we need to find a goblin leader and press them for information. Any idea where to begin the search? Yes, you were wise to prevent widespread panic by keeping the epidemic secret. Due to that, my agents caught several goblins and learned the location of their village. I'll mark it on your map. Thank you for the information. I hope it saves the lives of your people. Jod's eyes are bloodshot and his posture is slack. The wrinkles on his face have deepened and his sparse hair has gone grey. It's a disaster, Your Grace. We have an epidemic developing in the country. The afflicted first get a fever, and then a bloody cough, then several hours later... And that's just half the trouble. Afterwards, the bodies of the afflicted become like some kind of cocoon, and monsters hatch out of them. People keep dying, and we haven't the slightest clue what's causing it or how to deal with it. Oh my god, this is a terrible place to live, people. Never, ever visit my barony. There's people exploding into monsters. There's a plague going on. There's bandits everywhere. Everything is cursed. I mean, I'm just... No. I would stay away from this place if I were you. I'm surprised that I'm not moving out. Tristan and I have established a field hospital in the building of a former prison. Don't look at me like that. There were no better places to choose from. Frankly, we were lucky to find this one. And to cut a long story short, we have a female patient who volunteered for vivisection. It means cutting into her living body to look for the source of a disease. After the surgery, as you'll forgive us, we'll be lucky if we can close her up and let her go alive and well. However, I don't want it to be without your presence, Your Grace. So please try to find some time to attend. There's one more thing. Creston, that dunce, sent a message. Who's Creston, and why do you think he's a dunce? He rambles from place to place. These letters are all we ever receive. Well, just read it. I guess it's urgent. The Shrine of Lamashtu has been revealed. What? Creston's letter. Your Grace, forgive my sudden disappearance. I deemed myself of more use among your subjects than at court. The people are afraid, Your Grace. They believe that they've been forgotten, that their ruler couldn't care less about the simple folk. Even as they perish each and every day. For this reason, those who cannot bear arms have started to take... Those who can bear arms have started to take matters into their own hands. A wild mob is a force to be reckoned with, and you've already had enough to worry about. Fortunately, I was able to convince these people that I'm on their side. In the end, I have decided to lead the militia myself, in order to be the first one to know whenever the people learn something new and protect them from making rash decisions. I've led troops before, and your subjects view me as one of their own, so they trust me and are willing to follow me. It is with a heavy heart that I left your castle, but my hopes was that once among the common people, I will be able to track down the source of the disease that struck the barony. I was recently informed that one of the squad scouring the outlying regions of Kelm's lands has encountered a mysterious shrine. Our spies report that at the beginning of each week, cultists gather there to worship the dark goddess Lamastu, and the patroness of all manner of hideous creatures. I know little of gods and their affairs, but the appearance of the god Mother of Beasts and her followers in the lands teeming with monsters can hardly be a coincidence. As soon as I've finished writing this letter, I shall lead a squad of my very best men and await your arrival. I ask for your help, Your Grace, for I shall need it to strangle this filth in its cradle. That's a grim way of putting it. Strangle this filth in its cradle. It sounds like you're murdering a child. And here's a hint, murdering a child is not okay. Who knows, perhaps we'll capture one of the cultists alive and find out if they and their goddess are behind the misfortunes in your barony. Your loyal servant, Creston Gress. Okay. This is a lot to process. So there's goblins who are taking advantage of the fact that Lamashtu is on the prowl. There's a disease going on, where I've got to go to watch a vivisection, while the person is still alive. I didn't know that you did them on alive people. Anyway. Why can't we just do an autopsy on one of the already dead people? Oh no, it comes up and mutates. We should probably burn the bodies. And then finally there's a shrine to the mother of monsters. I mean, we could just skip ahead to the mother of monsters bit at the shrine and assume that the goblin problem is going to take care of itself once we dealt with the shrine, but I have a feeling that this is one of these. Here's a hint, here's a hint, here's a hint. You go to all three and you get the final answer. I still don't understand why Jod thinks Creston is a dunce. I think I remember who Creston is now. I mean, so he's not a dunce, per se. Vivisection. What exactly are you going to do? What? We're going to find the source of a disease, that's what. Once the monsters emerge from the body of the afflicted, it's torn to pieces, making it impossible to learn anything from the remains. But we found one brave woman who gave us permission to cut her open. The straits are dire. We don't know exactly what we're looking for, and a vivisection is extremely dangerous for the patient. But we're left with no other choice. Why wait for volunteers? No. What do we know about this disease? Not much. Just primary symptoms, actually. We're not even sure if it's a disease, a curse, or some magical parasite. Perhaps with your help, we'll manage to learn more. Me. I'm a rogue. I'm not a finger waggler of the divine, demonic, arcane, or primal sense. What do you think I know about cutting somebody open and watching? Any progress on curing this? How do I put it? We've got none. We haven't been able to save a single patient yet. We're like blind kittens bumping against a wall and we've nothing to show for it. Wow. Alright, let's see, let's go. Let's go watch somebody get vivisected.
Here's a hint, it ends badly.
Probably. This is our hospital. Judge shows you around the bleak, comfortless building with its barred cells. The prison is certainly not the best location, nor the healthiest, but it's better than nothing. Also, it might be cruel to say that, but considering the nature of this malady, it would be safer for everyone if the patients were kept behind bars until they are healed. I hope the city will get a proper clinic in time. Why the prison? Was there no places more suitable? If only the city had a clinic. Okay, fine. I'll build a bleeding clinic, Tristan. Even if it did, the prison still will be a better choice. Don't forget, at any moment, one of the patients could, you know, die and release a monster. It's safer for everyone if we keep them locked up. Where are all the prison's inmates? There were not but a few pockets locked away here. We put them to work cleaning the place up, and then we set them free. What? There's still one here, though. He wasn't some petty thief, but a seasoned highwayman. What have you already tried? Standard spells to heal disease, remove poisons, and lift curses, all ineffective. Attempting to dispel the magic is also fruitless. I fear that we may be dealing with a curse of strength enough to surpass our own faith. It isn't a matter of faith. I don't think it's a disease, let alone some powerful curse. I suspect it's some sort of parasite hiding within the body. Nonsense. We've detected magics of fusing each patient's body evenly distributed. If it was some sort of parasite, it would be a simple matter to detect. Then it's able to disguise itself. Maybe it's poisoning the blood with its magic. By the sun, we've returned to this argument over and over for days. Let's stop talking and try to do something already. Wow. The two priests are getting testy with each other. Who's our patient? Her name is Madla Stasek. A peasant woman from a nearby village. We haven't seen any prior cases of a disease there. I pray for the brave woman. She is the first one to mount the courage necessary to volunteer for the surgery. We cannot let her down. Where will the surgery take place? Well, that room was previously a torture chamber. It's already a suitable table. Shame, I could make use of a torture. No. Good, I have no need for a torture chamber anyway. I thought as much. Give me a few moments to look around. If you must, but please don't take so long. Oh, that's Creston's now. Okay, it's still updating other stuff. Errands, artisans. Okay. I shall take this pearl, for it should be mine anyway.
In due time.
Hang me if you want, just don't keep me here. I don't want to explode. I kind of want to recruit you. I'm surrounded by idiots, you see. But, oh well, if you're not really going to talk. Don't mind me, I won't come in, I'm just
That is not far.
looking. Noticing you, the patient, a ruddy-faced, middle-aged peasant woman, blinks her eyes. Imagine that, His Grace himself paying me a visit. Good health to you. I'm Madless Statsek from Sledgedale. So, you think these priests of yours can really heal me? With Estrel's help, they could, I bet. Just look how brainy they seem, the two of them. How are you feeling? I got a fever, cough too, and I can't eat. I feel like puking all the time. I've been through worse though. Bore 6 kids and survived. But still, this scares me breathless. Each tingle in my body gets me to shaking, and I think to myself, that's it. It started, now I'm going to be ripped to shreds. How do you feel about yourself? Nothing to tell really, we're simple... Oh, tell me about yourself. Nothing to tell really, we're simple people with simple lives. I spent all of mine in Sledgedale. It's by the Gudrun River, past Silver Step Lake. Raised my children there, then grandchildren. Never seen monsters worse than goblins then, but now owlbears and hydras everywhere. I prayed to the gods to spare our village, but now this blight fell upon my own head. Why did you volunteer for this surgery? I'm scared like a hare, truth be told, but that's no mere cold. Can't just hope that it'll pass on its own. At least this way I got some hope, right? And then, well, the doctors will figure it out on what to do about the plague. I'm no hero, not me. But sometimes you gotta think about the others too. If they ended up butchering me, at least maybe they can figure out how to save someone else. If I gotta die, let it be for a good cause, right? Get ready, we are about to begin. Are they all recruitable? No, they're not recruitable. I was just talking about the actual prisoner. So long as you're nearby, I've got nothing to be scared of. Why? Does everybody feel immortal just because I'm freaking around? I am not a doctor, a healer, faith. I trust in Tristan, not his god. Right, okay, let's just notice the time. Let's see how terribly this goes, and then we'll call it for the day. Oh, do we have a book that I'm looking for here? That's what I'm curious about. I think this is actually just all the same thing. Huh, it is. Right, Tristan, begin. Okay, speak to Jordan. Begin the surgery. Let's begin. Esther will be with us. Sarah may help us. Glancing nervously at the various medical instruments, a brave peasant woman got up onto the operating table. Just don't budge me is all I ask, she mutters in a trembling voice. Meanwhile, the foremost medical experts in the room still couldn't agree on what exactly they were trying to do. Stop arguing with me. Coughing up blood is a sure sign of a problem in the lungs. We'll look there, Jode insists. No, it's the nausea we should be focusing on. We need to examine the stomach. I should put a warning that this is possibly going to get a little bit deep if anybody wants to leave. If you haven't already, thank you for coming. I wouldn't blame you if you left. But I gotta try and see this through to the end, so I'm just gonna do it live on stream. Well, hey. Love the way it sounds like to decide by a coin toss. Waha. The clerics turned to the Baron in desperation, asking him to resolve their dispute. After careful consideration, he decided. I mean, I gotta put my money on Tristan. I just trust him with. I trust him with my life. If he says check the stomach, yeah, check the stomach. To side with Tristan and search for the source of the disease in the patient's stomach. Without wasting any further time arguing, Jod said a short prayer to Estrel and took the scalpel Tristan offered him. Candlelight reflected off the surgical instruments and potion bottles. As Jod's scalpel made the first incision on the woman's skin, you could hear her inhale loudly through clenched teeth. I confessed I lacked the courage to watch surgery. Even as I turned away, I couldn't help but tremble from hearing the poor woman's screams. The air filled the place with an acrid scent of medical potions while Tristan mumbled prayers to ease the patient's pain, while simultaneously scanning her body with magical sight. All I could do was whisper my own prayers. But the Baron didn't lose his courage. He... I got nothing in that. I got 17 in that. I got 13 in that. And I got diplomacy. I think I am going to skillfully assist Jod by handling his instruments, wiping up blood and bringing healing potions as needed. I mean, this got real... Well, made the cleric's jobs easier in the quickest and cruelest way by killing the patient on the spot. You really can be evil in this game. I'm just gonna go with the assistants because I can. Oh wait, mobility DC 7. Oh, DC 27, 28, 26. And 25. I thought the 18... This is really confusing. It says there mobility is 17, mobility is 18 on the screen, and mobility DC 27. I mean, that's more difficult and I got less skill. I don't know what that's about. I have a feeling that it's using stats for my party because according to this, I got law nature 0. It says 19 there and the DC is 26. That 19 is likely to be coming from somebody else. I think I'm still going to go with mobility because that's where my speciality is, other than the diplomacy. But they both look like I need a 10 plus on the die anyway. With such expert help, Jod was able to focus completely on the surgery. The poor woman's screams and cryings were unbearable. I just couldn't begin to imagine what she was going through. "I'm such a fool," Jod finally exclaimed. "You were right. I'm glad we listened to you." Tristan used a healing spell to close the wound on the woman's stomach, and Jod showed everyone a strange item he'd extracted. It looked like some kind of seed, a glowing, pulsating, thumb-sized seed. Before anyone could say anything, it flashed into Jod's fingers. He dropped it on the floor just in time. On the spot where the seed landed, a portal opened and a roaring monster jumped out of it. Dun dun dun!
Be victorious!
Wow, she got up and started moving rather quick. Okay.
A calculated risk.
This is a terrible idea. Oh, I don't think they pulled any punches for this one. I mean, it's second stunned staggered, but it is still a 14 bad guy. I think I missed this episode in here. Alright, time to make with the murder. Did that bless anybody? Great stuff. Start off with a critical. Why not? It's a little bit annoying that I don't actually have control over Tristan.
Let's try this way.
Because it's like, out of everybody here, he's actually a party member. Oh, I am on this guy's side. Okay, cool. This just really shows how much the modifiers make a difference. You know, staggered, if we look here, staggered is may take a single move action or a standard action each round, but not both. And that really messes somebody up. The second -2, yeah, it's changes combat a lot, but still it's not a gimme. I'd laugh if that was how I died. Jod wipes the sweat from his brow, not even noticing the blood still on his hands. Estrel and Serenray be praised. They were truly on our sides today. It's a miracle. And Tristan hands Jod a clean towel. Jod pulls himself together and wipes his hands and face. So, what have we learned? We've learned I was a pompous fool and Tristan was right all along. It's not a disease, but a parasite. Something of vegetative origin. It resembles a seed. I'm sorry, my friend. I should have wagged my tongue less and listened to you more. Please don't mention it. It was a lucky guess, not even worthy of your praise. Are we able to cure others of the disease now? Yes, yes. Now we know what to do. We can extract the seeds with much less risk to the patients and much less suffering. What will we do next? There are many patients here. We'll start to work on them immediately, and you, Your Grace, may want to search for the source of this disease. We still know neither where the seeds come from, nor how do they get into people's bodies. New patients arrive daily, and how many never find their way to a hospital? Our efforts here are not enough by themselves. We need to find the root of this problem. I have to go. Please find the source of these wretched seeds. Okay, I think I know who the big bad guy is now, kind of. It's all slowly coming together. Still don't know how Lamashtu ties into it. But you know that dryad who really turned out not to like me. I think she might be the cause of all of this. Just a guess. Right, but with that 5 minutes overdue, which isn't that bad, I am going to call it here. Thank you for coming. I am Kyron Rossmore, as always. This is my playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker, and to a certain degree, everything is terrible. So let's go to stream ending and queue up some background music. There we go. Try hard the game, Taddy bye. I mean, that's a terrible pun. Okay, I will be back Thursday at 9 o'clock UK time. Feel free to check my schedule if there's anybody new here. And I think that's it. Oh, we're going to go raid my friend Half-Singer Games. Is she on? She is on. She is playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So that's the thing. Half-Singer Games. There we go. Alright, if anybody is sticking around, feel free to say hi when we get there.